Altaf Kassam, thank you very much for joining me today.
My pleasure.
And would you start by telling me what key trends are you seeing in quant investing in 2026?
Yeah, I think there's at least a couple of things going on. One is that we're seeing access to asset classes, both public and private now, being used in quant investing. So before it was all about liquid public asset classes. Now things like private equity, private credit, real estate are all becoming fair game in quant investing because we've had a massive expansion of computing power and access to unstructured data. The second thing, I think, is the advent of mass customization. So before you just have people in your flagship fund because you needed the scale. Now, again, because computing power has moved so far ahead, you can get people having their own customized quant portfolios, and that enables you to access more retail clients.
What will shape the future of quant investing and why?
I think, again, it comes back to compute and data. That's always been the two drivers in investing. And compute power seems to be increasing exponentially. We may have access to exciting new technologies like quantum computing that could take us a step further. And in terms of data, I guess it's more about how many different data sources we can add, the different sorts of unstructured data that we can add and whether we can process them. So I think that's always been the story. And then I think the third leg of the stool is talent. So whether we will have, people who can actually access that data, use the more powerful computing, and that comes down to, human capital. And that's always been the main thing that's been powering quant investing.
And what role will human instinct and experience play in an increasingly quantitatively driven landscape?
Yeah, maybe I'm biased being a human, but I just talked about human capital, and I think it's going to keep being important. We're always going to need people to interpret what's coming out of the machine, to make sure that it makes sense and that it's applicable to the different sorts of portfolios that we build. But it is fair to say that over time, with the use of, for example, generative AI and other techniques, we're going to be able to rely on the machines more, but I don't think you'll ever be able to fully remove that human touch. But as I say, I'm biased.
As am I.
Yeah.
Altaf Kassam, thank you very much for your time today.
Thank you.